We talk about water in so many metaphors, as rivers flowing, as individual drops that can shape mountains collectively, as molecules that can change shape from gas to liquid to solid. But water is also what comes out of us as tears. We can cry for so many reasons: laughter, joy, pain, and loss. Crying is our emotions leaking out. Oh, I miss you all. I miss greeting you at the door. I miss hearing the rise of voices when we say you can greet your neighbor, and the sound just gets so loud in this room. I miss hearing you sing. I miss seeing you dance in the aisles and watching you smile when I try to make a corny joke or when something very human happens here. I miss the spontaneous shouting out from the seats, or the clapping when you agree, or even the rolling your eyes when you don't. This room is so big and so empty. And I'm so glad to have Benji socially distant. We figured we're about 60 feet away and 10 feet up, but it's so quiet. I've decided that one of the apt symbols for this pandemic is the accumulation of my power cords. And you might be thinking now, okay, Reverend Christine, where are you going with this? That's an odd switch, but just kind of go with me. I used to be a 3 power cord girl. I had 1 power cord at home in my comfy writing chair. I had 1 at the UUCP office there, right up here. And I had an extra in my backpack for, wherever else I would need it. I will never forget the first few days of the pandemic, and the first few weeks, really. I will never, ever forget it. We moved worship online in 4 days. For the first 2 weeks, we broadcast from the sanctuary, but it took just too many people being too close together. So worship went to our homes. I preached to you from my living room. But setting up a studio in our living room was problematic. So we set up a table in the guest room, but that was crowded. So we just removed the bed, because who's going to be in the guest room anyway for a while? And we shoved that into another room, and the guest room turned into a studio. It was permanent enough that I needed a power cord for my computer for what we now call the studio. I do Vespers in that room every Thursday evening. I have no idea when it will turn into a guest room again. But I missed the sanctuary, so I started coming into the sanctuary with just my wife, Karen, as my tech support, and got some pretty elaborate setups that we're showing off here. And I needed, well, you guessed it, another power cord. And all my meetings were via Zoom, whether I was at home or in the office, so I needed a backup at my desk and another power cord. I got 1 more for the living room because sometimes I just need to get out of that office. So I have a total of 6 power cords. At the beginning, I was like, no, I don't need this. I can move things around. This won't be lasting very long. But then a month went by and another month went by. And I had to say, Christine, this is how you work now. Get the $20 power cord. This is going to be a long time of doing this. What started out as temporary became more permanent. Many of you have heard me say that we as a staff have discussed from March to July last year was marked by crisis and transition and great change and making it up as we go along. It was full of adrenaline and improvisation. And this year we have to make it more sustainable. We have to figure out how making this work is not just a sprint, but a marathon. Your beloved staff is finding out how we support each other in new ways. Sometimes it may be saying, I need to tap out for a few days because I am just fried. Sometimes it may be asking our music director to learn things about technology he never imagined. Sometimes it may be having our childcare staff workers do pastoral care. I want you to think about what is your power chord. What are you doing to make all of this sustainable for you as well? Do you remember that very first week? How many of you remember the first week I told you to make an altar at home, to put things that were special there, to make it fit for you or your family? Did you do it? Do you all still have it? Are you tending to it, or has it become just a place that you're putting the things as you're coming in the door? And if not, maybe that needs some attention. What are the other power chords for you? Is it something that was makeshift, but now you've transformed it? For many of you, it's been setting up classrooms in your homes for you to go to school, or working from your dining room table. What have you done to your spaces to make them work for the change? And what do you still need to do? And that's externally. What do you need to do internally, emotionally, mentally, to prepare your spirit and your heart for whatever is to come and forever, however this will last? And finally, what is your power chord that is giving you energy in this community? What do you need community-wise to sustain yourself? For those of you who aren't in a neighborhood group, please email Stephanie and she can connect you with one. For those of you who are in one, consider tapping in to the beautiful souls who are all in this together with you. Maybe you need a little bit more of a support system. Maybe what your heart needs is a small group ministry. Maybe you need some spiritual stimulation in the form of a 6-week class. Maybe you need to reinforce your spiritual practice or have a conversation with your minister about what spiritual practice is. There's also a class for that one. Every year when we have water communion, we do it with a sense of gratitude, of coming together after the year before, and with an anticipation of the year to come. But when we gathered last year, we had no idea what was in store for us this year. And this year, we do know that it will be different, but we still don't know how long and what twists and turns this year will have for us. I see that video of us pouring the water in last year. It was my 3rd week here or something like that. And we were full of optimism of this year, and we could not have seen this moment right now. We know that things are changing in this congregation already. We know that we're going to need to be online going forward in some way all the time now. We've had people join us online who could not join us in person, and our radically inclusive vision has become reality in different ways than we imagined. We are redefining the boundaries of our community. We have people who have moved away, who have reconnected with us online, and we are better because you are back with us. And in the choir video that you'll see soon, there are 9 people who are involved who are either out of state or who haven't been involved with UUCP for several years. And thank you, Benji, for making those connections happening. We are taking care of each other in new and innovative ways. I love hearing you tell me that somebody's been checking in on you. We are learning the value of checking in and reaching out for help. Somos el barco, somos el mar. We are the boat. We are the sea. In this time, sometimes we're the stable boat. We feel together, we're navigating a course. We feel protected by the sides of the boat. But sometimes we're the sea, feeling adrift, waves of emotion coming and going. But we know this. We need each other. We need this community. We need spiritual grounding. We need a lighthouse directing us to our collective liberation. Simply, we need to be like water. I invite you to sink into the words of Kendra Ford. Be like water. Run deep, run clear, fill any space to its own dimensions. Respond to the moon, to gravity. Change colors with the light. Hold your temperature longer than the surrounding air. Take the coast by storm. Go underground. Bend light. Be the one thing people need, even when they're fasting. Eat boulders quietly. Be a universal solvent. Be like water. So let us combine our waters. Let us bring our individual gifts and experiences, our triumphs, our sorrows, our definition of community, our families, all to the communal water. Some of this water is from you. You left it off here at UUCP, gathered it from all around. Some of it is metaphorical water. Let's bring it together. This is the water that I saved from last year. This is from our water communion last year. Let's pour that in. The water that many of you brought to UUCP on the front stoop, there's still more of it. It didn't all evaporate. I'm impressed. The water from our different neighborhoods, different groups. Here. Water that represents so many of you around the Phoenix area, at your home, from your taps, from your pools, from your hose, for those of you in the valley. This one is for all of you who are outside of Phoenix. Those of you who have moved away, who are joining our congregations from other places who are away for the summers. Here is your water. For those who have been with us for decades, who have such institutional memory of UUCP, and this is for those who are new, considering being part of our community, or those who we haven't met yet this year. There is water here for you. There is plenty of room in our community. It is not the same as you pouring your water, but believe me, the water is sacred. Blessed be our water, and blessed be our sacred community. Our water is sacred. Last year, I saved some of our water from our water communion, and I will be saving it again this year. And I hope and I pray that next year we will be able to take that water and combine it with all of yours together in person. The water is sacred, so we share it with the earth of our congregation. Blessed be the water of near and far. Blessed be the water of young and old. Blessed be the water that gives us life. Blessed be the water of our tears. Blessed be the water of this community of faith. May it nourish us, may it give us comfort, and may this community be our home. Blessed be. Amen and Ashe. Go in peace and go in love.